that good?
All right, welcome everyone. My name is James David McMurtry. I directed a cutting from the Greek tragedy The Bacchae by Euripedes. Previously in the scene, Dionysus, also known as Bacchus, also known as Bromius, also known as Iacchus, has been spreading his own religion throughout Asia and parts of Europe. And he has accumulated a gathering of mostly women. When inundated with the Bacchic religion, these women find themselves in a maddened frenzy, and they are unable to be stopped in whatever they do. When Dionysus comes to Thebes, most of the women in Thebes follow him, falling into the frenzy, and then they escape into the mountains. The king's mother, Agave, is among them. Pentheus, the king of Thebes, is very put out to have this new prophet, this new religion, doing this. So he sends for Dionysus, still disguised as the priest, and brings him before him for questioning. Before we start, I'd like to thank my fantastic cast of 8, because I have asked a whole lot of them, and they have given me what I think is a pretty sweet scene. I'd like to thank my beautiful stage manager, who also happens to be my girlfriend. I'd like to thank Wayne in the class for putting up with me. My roommate for putting up with the mess in our room. Ryan Delaquila for filming today, and my family for being here. Thank you all very much. Please enjoy Euripedes the Bacchai.
Well, my man, you have not unhandsome figure for attracting women, which is your object in coming to Thebes. You've kept your skin quite fair by staying out of the sun and well in the shade, to hunt for Aphrodite, pretty as you are. Ah, well, tell me, these rites you bring to Greece, where are they from?
Dionysus himself, the son of Zeus, initiated me.
And when Dionysus took possession of you, did he appear in a dream by night or visible before your eyes?
I saw him face to face. He entrusted me with these mystic rites.
And what form do these mystic rites of yours take?
That cannot be told to the uninitiated.
What do the worshippers gain from it?
That is not lawful for you to hear. Yet it is worth hearing.
A clever answer, baited to rouse my curiosity.
Curiosity will be useless. The rites of a god will scathe the non-believer.
If you say you saw Dionysus clearly, what was his appearance?
It was what he wished it to be. I had no say in that.
Another clever evasion, telling nothing.
A wise speech to the ignorant will seem like nonsense.
Do you celebrate your rites by night or by day?
Chiefly by night. Darkness induces religious awe.
For women, darkness is treacherous and impure.
And purity can be practiced by daylight.
It is time you were punished for your foul, slippery tongue!
And you for your crass impiety.
What Bacchic boldness! An acrobat of words.
What is my sentence? What punishment are you going to inflict?
I shall keep you safe in prison.
The god himself will set me free whenever I wish.
Set you free? When you stand among those frenzied women and pray to him, no doubt.
He is here, close by me, and sees what is being done to me.
Oh, indeed? Where? To my eyes, he is invisible.
Here at my side. You, being a blasphemer, cannot see him.
Get hold of this man! He scorns both me and Thebes.
I warn you, do not bind me. I am saying you are mad.
And I say, I rule you and he'll bind you.
You know not what life you live, nor what you do, nor who you are.
I am Pentheus, son of Echion and Agave.
Pentheus means sorrow. That name fits you well.
Take him away. Confine him to the stables. He'll have all the darkness he wants.
I will go. I will not suffer what is not meant to be, but Dionysus, who you say is dead, will pursue you and take his revenge for your sacrilege. In putting me in chains, it is him you wrong.
Oh, what anger lies beneath Pentheus' voice and sullen face, offspring of the dragon's teeth and Echion's earthborn race. Bruised with bloody jaws agape, God-defying, gross and grim, Even now our comrade lies deep on his dark prison floor. Dionysus, do your eyes see us? O son of Zeus, the oppressor's rod falls on your worshippers. Come, mighty God, brandish your golden thyrsus and descend from great Olympus. Touch this murderous man and bring his violence to a sudden end.
Yo, Bacchai. Yo, Bacchai, hear me. Hear my voice.
Who is that? Where is he?
The voice of Dionysus is calling to us.
Yo, I call again. I, son of Semele, son of Zeus.
Yo, master, come to your holy followers, Lord of joy.
Lady Earthquake, come shake the floor, Lord.
Bow before him. See how the roof and pillars plunge to the ground.
God from the inner prison is calling his child from inside the house.
Fan to a blaze the flame the lightning lit. Kindle the conflagration of Pantheus' palace.
Throw yourself down, Maenads. Throw yourself to the ground. Your God is wrecking the palace roof to the floor. Oh, he heard our cry. He is coming, the son of Zeus.
Women of Asia, why are you cowering, terrified on the ground? Come, stand up. Courage!
Oh, what a joy to hear your bucking shout. What joy to see your face in our desolate loneliness.
Were you plunged in despair when I was sent inside to be thrown into Pantheus' dark dungeon?
How could we not?
Who'd be there to protect us if you were taken?
Oh, but tell us, when you met that unholy man, how were you freed?
I alone with effortless ease delivered myself.
But did you not bind your arms with knotted ropes?
Oh, well, there I made a mockery of him. He thought he had bound me, but fed himself on delusion. He neither took me nor even touched me. And it was then that Bacchus came and shook the building. Pantheus saw this and thought his house was on fire and went running this way and that, calling to his servants to bring water until the whole household was in a commotion, all for nothing. Then Pantheus thought I had escaped. He left throwing water, snatched up his murderous sword, and darted into the palace. Thereupon Dionysus made a phantom figure appear. Pantheus saw this and chased after it. He charged headlong at the shining air, stabbed and grew as if he could slaughter me, and he is now helpless with exhaustion. He has dropped his sword. He, a mortal man, dared to take arms against a god. I walked quietly out of the palace to you, without a thought, at Pantheus.
This is outrageous! That foreigner was locked up and in chains a little while ago. Now he has escaped me. That's the matter. What's going on? How did you get out? How dare you show yourself before my very doors!
Stay where you are. You are angry. Now control yourself.
You were bound and locked in. How did you escape?
Did you not hear me say I should be set free by?
By whom? Everything you say is strange.
By him who plants for mortals the rich clustered vine.
If so, his gift to mankind is madness.
To Dionysus that reproach is praise.
Close the gates all round. I order all 7 gates of the city locked.
Why? Do not gods leap over battlements too?
Brilliant. What brilliance, and always misapplied.
I was born brilliant, where at most applies. Let's listen to what this man has to say. He comes from the mountain with news. We will not run, we will stay and listen.
Pantheus, ruler of Thebes, I have come from Kitron's peaks, where falls of white snow never cease to shine.
What urgent news do you bring me?
I have seen the holy Bacchai, who in madness went streaming bare-limbed out of the city gates. They were sleeping stretched out and quiet, but they were not drunk with wine as you told us. Your mother, Agave, raised an echoing shriek to rouse themselves from sleep. First they let their hair down over their shoulders, and they girded their fawn skins with snakes, which licked their cheeks. Some, holding a young gazelle or wild wolf cub, gave them white milk to suck. And they wreathed their heads with garlands of ivy and oak and flowering bryony. One, taking the thyrsus, struck it against a rock from which a spring of cold water sprang. Another, taking the fennel staff, struck it against the earth, and from there the god made a fountain of wine spring up. And any who wanted milk had only to scratch the earth with the tips of her fingers, and there was the white stream flowing for her to drink. And from the ivy-bound thyrsus, an ooze of sweet honey began to drip. If you had been there, seeing such things, you would have greeted with prayer the very God you now condemn. At the appointed hour, brandishing their wands and preparing to dance, they called loudly upon the son of Zeus, Iacus, Bromius, and the whole mountain and the wild beasts too began to join in their dance. There was nothing that was not roused to leap and run. Your mother Agave happened to fling herself near me, and I sprung out, meaning to capture her. But she cried out, Oh, my swift hounds, we are being hunted by these men. Come then and follow, arm yourselves with the thyrsus and follow me. And we fled, and escaped being torn to pieces by those possessed women. But our cattle were there, feeding on the fresh grass, and the Bacchai attacked them. With bare hands, you might have seen one of them holding up a bellowing calf, while others pulled together, tearing heifers apart. Then, like foreign armies, they bore down on the villages of Hysia and Erythrae, and ransacked them. They snatched children up out of their houses. All the plunder they took, that they laid on their shoulders, stayed there, without any fastening. They carried fire on their heads, and yet their hair was not burnt. The men were furious at being plundered, and took arms, and here, my lord, was the dreadful sight to see. The villagers, hurling their spears, drew no blood, neither with bronze or iron, but the women, hurling the thyrsus, dealt wounds, and made them turn their backs and run. Women defeated the men, and not without some god, so master, whoever this god may be, receive him in our city, for he has great power in many ways.
This outrageous Bachism advances on us like a spreading fire, disgracing us before all Hellas. We must waste no time. Go at once to the Electron Gate. Summon all our troops. We go to war against the Bacchai. This is past all bearing if we are to let women so defy us.
Pentheus, you have heard me speak, but you do not do what I say. Yet in spite of all that I have suffered at your hands, I warn you to stay where you are, and not to take arms against a god. Dionysus will not stand quietly by and watch you drive this Bacchai from their mountain rights. You will be routed and disgraced, that Bacchai with ivory rods shall turn away bronze shields.
Fetch me my weapons! You, be silent, now!
Wait! Would you like to see those women sitting together there in the mountains?
Yes, indeed. I would give a large sum of gold to see them.
And what has betrayed you into this great eagerness?
I'm not eager to see them drunk. That would be a painful sight.
Yet you would like to see a sight that would pain you.
I would, yes. If I could sit quietly under the fir trees and watch.
However quietly you go, they will track you down.
Good point. I will go openly.
Shall I show you the way? Will you undertake the journey?
Leave me there at once. I am impatient.
But first, dress yourself in the ritual robes of linen.
Why a linen gown? Am I, a male, supposed to rank myself a female?
If they see you there, dressed as a man, they will kill you.
Again, well said. How wise you have always been.
It was Dionysus that inspired me with that thought.
What kind of dress do you say you will put on me?
Well, first, a long and flowing wig.
And after that, what will my costume look like?
a full-length gown, and a headband.
Anything else?
Yes, a thyrsus, of course, and a dapple fawn skin round you.
No, I could never wear women's clothes.
To go to war against the Bacchai will mean great bloodshed.
You are right. I must first go to spy on them.
Better than to fight loss with loss.
And how shall I get through the streets of Thebes without being seen?
We will go through deserted streets. I will guide you.
I must not be laughed at by the Bacchai. Anything rather than that.
Yes. Well, you may go. All my preparations have already been made. Women, this man is walking into a net. He will visit the Bacchai, and there he shall be punished with death. Now I will go to array Pantheus for the very finery that will take him into his departure into the underworld. By his own mother's hand, slaughtered and felled, and he will know that the Dionysus, son of Zeus, is the most terrible to mortals, and the most gentle.